Bush League Podcast. A show about nothing and everything.
Oh, man. Cam's gone.
Can't get nothing going.
So I'm assuming we'll make sure we're all here. Then we'll basically be like, go. We have 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Like, okay.
Who knows how this will go? Oh,
My
geez.
audio working?
Yeah, there you are. Looking all dapper.
I set up my mic and interface and everything, and then realized I had no mic stand.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you could see me.
When I tried recording it, it was just like... So I just went with a little USB headset thing instead.
This is my brand new 58. And stand. Oops.
Man, this is so weird.
Oh, man.
I never thought in a million years I'd have a Zoom call with all you guys. So weird.
Hey!
Oh, we gotta be quiet. Cameron's back.
I heard you the whole time.
Jeremy, it's the freakiest thing that you can stay that still while talking.
Isn't that something, eh?
Putting a baby to sleep, he can't move.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, I know. I'm just screaming right in his ear, and
That's a gift, that.
I have the same problem as Gary. I forgot to get a mic stand, so I'm holding and talking into my E906, which is a guitar amp microphone. So it's not very professional.
No, this will be what it is.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes ago, I was trying to attach mine to a broom handle.
You do what you got to do.
Wow.
Man, I'm
Can
listening.
you boys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Man, I wish I had camera.
Why don't you?
Cheapo.
I'm on a desktop,
Oh, yeah. So,
Wait a minute. Hold. Let's rewind here hold it. Now, like the big audio guy who has everything known to man doesn't have a camera.
no, I'm not a video guy. That's Tyson.
Now, what he does in the privacy of his own bedroom.
Your microphone is so loud.
it is.
Sounds like it should be in a fighter jet.
What can we do about that, though? Can you move it a little further from his face or something? Like, what do we do?
Well, I'm trying to figure out.
How's that?
That's better. Try yelling.
What? Oh, shoot.
Somebody tell me when to hit record.
Oh, I wish you had hit it about 30 seconds ago.
There we go.
My eyes are watering now. All right, so Jeremy, when are you hitting record on this conversation?
Oh, we've been recording since you guys come in here, so we're going.
Okay, so we got like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why isn't that recording? Why isn't it did it again?
What's that?
Jeremy, I hate Reaper, just so you know.
Sounds like a drug. I hate Reaper.
It's not recording.
Did you?
Mine appears to be recording on Reaper.
So, Gary, I have no idea. Like, what do you have? Like, what do you set up with?
I'm on my MacBook.
Okay.
Oh, dirty Mac.
So I have Reaper because you installed it when we were over here.
Oh, that's right. You're welcome.
Oh.
I'm really not recording, though. I don't know what's...
Yeah, but Gary is.
Check.
I'm recording
Check.
myself.
Yeah, he's not recording me.
Well, the most
check.
important one.
Swing your camera around there, Tyson. See what you're looking at.
Can you share your screen on here?
So, do you
Put
have
your pants on.
Do you have the track armed?
Check.
Stupid question. Ooh, what are we looking at there?
Get your pants on.
It's not just armed. I can't hear it in my headset anymore either.
Where are you monitoring from? Direct from the mixer or from?
Twiddling his toes.
Direct from the mixer.
What are you doing? Nothing. Twiddling my toes.
Okay, well, it's kind of hard. I don't know how you get.
It's kind of hard to do tech support. Now wait, hold her, Tice. Well, your hand's in the way.
I have no expectations for. I'm holding the microphone. I can hear the rumble in my headphones like every time I move. So just pin the gain, like crank the gain on it. See if you can make it clip.
Woo.
And okay, okay.
You're recording this call, Jay?
Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
Well, I'm recording the audio, not the
Don't
video.
throw any of this away.
Yeah.
What not to do?
Just 10
And now
minutes
I
of this, and then the outro music.
This is how dedicated we are to our fans. We'll do anything to a point.
Well, boys,
You can call it. The title will be the podcast that never was.
how bad is my audio right now?
It sounds great.
Fine. Sounds good.
I more or less just want to figure out what's going on.
Oh yeah.
But do you want to just do it? Because we're going to run out of time. So it's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I know.
When the 40 minutes are up, are we gonna? Is it gonna let us set up another meeting, or?
I hope there's like some computer voice that. Oh yeah, that's a good question. I guess maybe if you guys hosted,
Because you could just connect the files.
that's true. That works. I think it's fine.
All right.
Bush League Podcast, Quarantine Edition.
And that's all the time we have.
Day 285.
Boys,
We're still here.
this is unreal, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Who would have thought?
Well, at least we got a few restrictions. You know, New Brunswick did something right for a change. We are the best.
Well, and maybe next episode we don't have to do this, and this one will be a little shorter. People will understand. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but people are probably surprised that we were smart enough to pull this off, truth be told.
Well, if we air the first 10 minutes of this, then they won't think that.
Yeah.
Do you mean the first 20?
Oh gosh.
So
It is what it is.
Tyson, what are you using to cut your hair?
You like that?
How are you keeping that so nice and clean?
They can't see this, because it's a podcast.
I know.
So Gary has noticed, because we're using this Zoom app, that Tyson has like no hair at all.
Oh,
This
he's
is my
got hair. It's trimmed down real nice and close.
Not on his head either.
No. I'll have you know, I have a wall razor, and that's guard number 1. It's as short as you can go without being bald.
Yes, because if the guard falls off, you'll do what my mother-in-law did and go right to the scalp and do you like a half faux hawk.
Yes.
Yeah.
I still have the picture of that.
Oh, we'd like to post that, so if you could give that to me.
I can send it right over.
All right.
Oh.
Boys, how's quarantine life treating everybody, though, other than my bad haircut?
I took the dog clippers to my hair.
Did you?
I did.
I recommended a Flow Bee to somebody this morning.
God, I miss those infomercials.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time I woke up in the middle of the night? Now, I was living in Fredericton at the time, and Tyson was too, and he lived in the same building as me and my wife. And I get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Here's Tyson and my wife watching infomercials. They're like, you need to see this. This is Chef Tony. I'm like, who's Chef Tony? And they just looked at me like I had third head or something. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. They're like, you know who Chef Tony is? I'm like, no, I don't. They're like, Chef Tony, man. They're like, go back to sleep. I was like, okay.
More of an Alton Brownlee than myself.
Yeah.
The sham wow.
No, New Brunswick's doing well. The rest of the world, like there's some countries, I read that like New Zealand has completely eliminated COVID-19, so good for them. New Brunswick's doing real well. They are an island.
PEI, same thing. PEI's doing the same thing. They're an island. One way in, one way out.
Yeah, no, that's it. Is what it is. But I got to tell you, to add to my list of pet peeves, we've been over this before. Guys, the grocery stores. Like, how I don't like. I have to tell you is what happened because I haven't seen you since or gotten talked to you or anything. I go to Walmart. I've like our family has avoided at all costs having to go to Walmart. Just so you know. But we went to Walmart, waited till there was a big list of things. I called my mom. Is there anything you want? I messaged my sister and brother, like, do you just need anything? Because heaven forbid, I'm making a run to Walmart. So I got a list and I'm on a mission, right? So I'm in the market aisle and like, to be fair to their employees, they couldn't mark it any more clear. There's a stop sign on the floor. There's stop signs hanging on either side of the aisle. They've got every 6 feet red taped lines all the way down the market aisle and arrows, multiple giant arrows on the floor going all one direction. You already know where this is going, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
I need an item at the end of the aisle, but I can't go in the wrong way to get it. So I do what you're supposed to. I go down one aisle that's one way, and I stop and start and stop and start and stop and start because there's a family going in front of me. Fair game. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm not going to go by them or anything, right? I can wait. I go around to the aisle that I need something in. That's now it feels like it's 100 feet away from me. It's way down the end. I just need that one. So again, there's like about 5 people in the aisle, and they're all staying at least 6 feet away from each other or more. So we start and stop and start. I worked my way all the way down to the end. I can see it. It's almost within reaching distance. Here comes a guy up the inside, passing all of us. You going the right way, mind you, but you need to see this guy. Okay? He's got on like a Dickies flannel jacket. Okay? He's got on like, you know, those rubber gloves that you'd use for washing the dishes? Those are on over his hands. They're taped down to his jacket. He's got
Donald Trump approved.
Oh my gosh. He's got one of those big breather masks on, you know, that you'd use in like a paint booth or something with the big
a respirator?
Man, he's ready for Armageddon. Okay? He's got the full mask on and everything. And like at first I thought he had goggles, but I think his glasses were just so thick that I thought they were goggles. And he's all of us, cuts in front of me, stops, gets items. There's a lady there picking up, I think she was grabbing bacon or something, and she kind of like stops, freezes, turns around, looks at me, and I kind of shrug like, I don't know. He grabs what he wants, and then he decides to peruse. He's looking all through the aisle, and she stands back because it was her turn. As this is happening, a guy starts coming in the wrong way. and he stops dead and goes, oops, sorry. Okay? And
Common
stands
sense.
there. Yeah, and stands there. Well, wait for it. Okay? Waits for that guy to be done. He leaves. The woman grabs her thing. She leaves. Then he comes in the wrong way, grabs the same item I was getting, and leaves and just kind of waves at me like, thanks. Did exactly what I tried not to do at the beginning. That's all. I needed 30 seconds. Like at this point, I've been 20 minutes and it's not in my hand yet. Yeah. Like there's arrows everywhere. Like how hard is that? If you can't manage the aisles in Walmart during this pandemic, you shouldn't be able to drive. Like, am I wrong?
Yeah. No.
License revoked.
Oh my gosh. There's like one-way lanes everywhere, giant stop signs everywhere, number of people in an aisle signs up everywhere. No. I'm dressed like I'm from Mad Max, so I'll just go down on my own. I can't catch.
Well, that's what I find ironic. It's like got all this protection from the virus, you know, you get all this your own PPE you made up. And then you just blatantly ignore all of the rules.
All the rules
to help you not get it.
Well, and the irony is all those rules exist actually so that if you have it, you don't spread it to somebody else. That's what it's for.
Right. Yeah.
So if it's on his rubber gloves that he's going to throw out when he gets home, he just breezed by 8 people, like
Yeah.
point blank range.
Yeah.
Like, no, with signs up, like, oh.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest thing I notice is like when you go out, you try to get more growth. You try to get more while you're out, so you don't have to go out again.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But when
it's like bulk up, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like every time, like you said, the Walmart here is the same. It's the aisles are all one way, and you're looking in, and it's like, okay, are we gonna do I'm gonna wait for you, at the cornflakes and Rice Krispies section to pick your cereal and keep going, and then I just stay behind you, or are you gonna do the whole like snug up against the rack? And I'll like squeeze by the other rack and like sneak by. Or what are we gonna do here? And like some people just they're not looking, and
No.
just, the cart's in the middle of the aisle, and you're like, well, what do you want me to do here? Do you want me to like? Do you want to chat about this? You like? I'll just come back later, maybe. Like that's it's kind of a weird.
Well, and the other thing is too is like when you're walking in the aisle, you're thinking, all right, I need this, and you're looking over, and that other person's looking at you thinking, do they have COVID? Why are they looking at me so odd? And they look at you like you're kind of looking at them and you're like, why are you eyeballing me? And you're like, wait a minute, now you're probably wondering why I am eyeballing you. And then you kind of walk by each other and it's kind of like, what's going on here?
Well, I saw someone post to Facebook the second the weather got warmer. And I'm one of those people too now in the spring, like my allergies start to, right? And they said, you guys watch this whole city. The second allergy season hits, it's going to be like the Salem witch trials.
You just need to make yourself a T-shirt that says, I have allergies.
Yeah.
Seasonal allergies.
Oh, that was like right around when the quarantine started. I think I was at the cash and like I legitimately had something rolled down like the back of my throat, like, and I kind of choked. So when I went to go talk, I was like, oh, this is when it just started, right? And like, what are you going to do? Like explain what just happened? Like, oh, I just choked on myself. I really don't have a virus or anything, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, you see, I was saying I was lucky when I came back from Florida when I did, because it was like I came back and it was like a week later. It's like just went crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know a guy. He's a teacher, and they put on that government rule, right? That as of that date, the cutoff, midnight, whatever that date was, like you can't go to work for 2 weeks. You have to self isolate, like right away, right? That was it.
Yep.
His plane got in at 10 after 12. Done.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So
all in all, though, we have been pretty fortunate, and
we've been fortunate here. Yeah.
And look at is everybody working from home? Like Gary, are you?
I am. Yep.
Jeremy, are you?
Yep.
Me too.
Yep.
Tyson too. See, we're kind of lucky that we're in the jobs that we're in to be able to do any of that stuff, because some people they had to lay them off, and you feel bad for those people. Like you're like,
no, we're very fortunate. That's for sure.
I almost don't like asking people about it because you don't know what people's deals are.
Yeah, you're like, hey, how's work? And you're like thinking, oh, should I ask that? Yeah, it's different, and hopefully, eventually, we already had some restrictions lifted, which is good, and that is tremendously good for us. Now you can have a second family in your bubble, as they call it.
In your bubble.
Yeah.
In your bubble. So that's good. That's progress. And if we keep going the way we're going, soon they will start opening things again. And, but they're saying that the borders are going to be closed until there's a vaccine.
Yeah.
That could be 12 to 18 months.
And it makes sense, though. It
does. You stay in your area, we'll stay in ours. Like Nova Scotia, they're getting hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot there, but our whole country is more fortunate than other countries, like poor Italy and so No, we're very like no matter how we spin it, we're very fortunate to be where we're all at.
Oh no,
There's a
100%.
country not far from here that's about to hit 1 million total cases, and their leader just suggested a few days ago that they could possibly inject disinfectant, possibly.
Yeah.
Jeremy, he was being sarcastic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He was incredibly sarcastic.
800 calls to 911 after he did that.
Yeah.
800 people said, well, he's the president. He must be right.
Well, he's been putting bleach in his hair for all these years, and it hasn't hurt him at all. So he knows something the rest of us don't know.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, his poor staff, man. You work your whole life. You get the dream job, right? You're advising the president, like his chief medical officer. I'm not sure what you call it in the U.S.
Chief medical officer, yeah, same thing.
But that Dr. Fauci guy, and like you work your whole life, you get this job, and then he's the president. Well, like, if you don't humor him when he just said they could check into putting disinfectant in people and maybe just put some sun in there, inject some light in there. You have to humor him or he'll fire you on Twitter. That's your job. It's unbelievable, man. Like, I can't get over it.
Oh, we've been over this once before, right? When he moved the projection of the hurricane.
Yeah.
Like, the people of Arkansas, be aware. And then the head of meteorology is like, well, actually, Mr. Trump, Arkansas is going to be fine. It's not. I said Arkansas, and he takes the Sharpie and redraws the map. Like, Arkansas, you need to be aware.
Maybe if he merged these two ideas together, instead of telling people to ingest disinfectant, he should just seed the clouds with disinfectant.
That's right.
Attack it from the sky.
Yeah. Put it in airplane fuel, so that when they're flying overhead, they're just dousing us and it'll get rid of the virus.
Dustin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not the first guy to bring up politics in a group of people. I don't know how you can't talk about what is happening every day. It's unbelievable.
It's like today you think the lunacy has gotten to its maximum,
and then it doesn't. Yeah. And it's not even a political thing. It's like just him as a person. Like he's
him as a crazy
completely
person.
Insane.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Well, boys, Did you see online Formula One season? They're going to say they're going to start her soon.
Yep.
60
days. They can have a race in this country, but not this country, and that country, but not that one.
Literally, that's what they're starting it in phases on purpose because they can travel around without flying.
So they're just going to make the schedule as they go.
Well, they kind of developed a plan. Like phase 1 would be the European countries, and then phase 2 they would try to get to the Americas, and that would be in the fall.
The meeting is no longer.
You just upgraded us, Jay.
I see that.
How much did that cost you?
I don't know. I guess I'll check my credit card later. $500 charge to postpone this 40-minute time limit.
What happened there?
I just got a notification that a gift from Zoom running out of time. We've removed the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting. And I have an option to love it.
Thank you, Zoom.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zoom. Not a sponsor.
Wow. Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Listen, I know we said no sponsors. Can I cheap plug something here?
Always.
Sure.
So at Carrefour Beausoleil in Miramichi, they started with Chef Pat, Brian Siddle, Sam Siddle with Simply for Life, and they started the Family Food Box program. Unreal. I don't know how they're keeping up with the demand, but the idea was a lot of people unemployed and a lot of people going without during this crisis, that there's some people that just need food. Mm-hmm. So they basically, it's a box with 3 full meals in it that are frozen with instructions on how to cook it, and to feed a whole family, dessert, the whole bit in a box, gets dropped off at your door, untouched. Basically, people can put in online for it, and if you can't pay for it, don't worry about it. If you can pay for it, great. If you can only pay half, that's fine too. And then companies have stepped up and donated, like full on paid for boxes to be delivered. And I've now been the recipient of a box.
Nice.
Someone bought us one and sent it to us when, so people don't know on the podcast and some people follow me or whatever, but my young lad was in the hospital for a full week. And me and Mikhail were flying solo here. It was like bachelor's
Chicken strips and fries every day.
food box. And man, like 90% of the ingredients, I think they said are from New Brunswick. And all these meals. Yeah, no, and they're unreal. They're doing a very good thing. So if people want to donate to that, to give to a needy family who needs some meals, I think you can go to carbo.ca/family, and we'll post that on our channel and stuff too.
Nice.
Very nice.
I'll put the music in.
Great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. They got you guys one.
Yeah, no, I found out who did it. So, like, if they're listening to this, thank you very much. I don't want to out you in case you don't want to be outed, but someone
really,
sponsored a box and had it sent to us, so that was nice.
Do you really want Tyson cooking? Really?
Like, Mikhail was pretty relieved. Yeah. I'm pretty limited. I can cook French toast, and that's about it. So.
Anybody can shake and bake chicken. Even I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, same here.
Well, good night.
You froze like that for a second too.
Yeah.
Oh, guys. Yeah.
Hey, Gary, are you doing the thing? You know? I don't know if we're allowed to publicly speak about it yet.
Yeah, we haven't.
Visually, I might do something.
Visually? Yeah. Well, where you're all rug up there with Reaper stuff, I thought maybe you'd.
Yeah.
Even just the visually, Yeah.
Yeah. Time is a precious commodity in my house now.
I get that. I really get that, man.
I'm coming off a week where I 120% get that.
Yeah. Yep.
So no worries here.
Yep.
Boys, you want a real random change of topic?
Sure.
So we're stuck in quarantine, and I know you already think I'm an idiot for this, but I'm binge watching Finding Bigfoot.
I didn't know that was a show.
Oh man, yeah, no, I'm on season 9 right now.
9 seasons of something they cannot prove and only have one video from like 1962.
Number one, I've been playing email tag with one of the hosts of the show. Thank you. Hey, Cliff, what's going on? Okay.
Are they listening?
Real nice guy. Number 2, so there's an organization called I just thought this, like, honestly, to have you talking. It's called the BFRO. It's the Bigfoot Research Organization, and it's the biggest research organization in North America.
Of a myth.
But what actually started happening is if people had a sighting, technically on paper, other than calling the cops, because, like, what is this 8-foot thing walking through my backyard? They had no place to report that they had one. So I found myself on their website looking around, because I thought, out of pure curiosity, is this an American thing only, or have people reported? There's been 7 sightings in the province of New Brunswick that were reported.
What? Since the pandemic started?
No, that'd be cool. But yeah, no, but I just thought like
okay.
Can we check where Cameron was on any of those dates?
I don't know. One of them was at a campsite in Cushamaquack. I know he's camped there.
No, I never have ever once.
Cameron going to the outhouse with his shirt off, scaring a bunch of.
I'm not sure what visual effect you would have to make it look like he's 7 feet tall, but
oh, they have offspring. They got to grow.
I don't know why Cameron keeps doing these podcasts.
Ask myself that often.
Canadian sweater.
Goodness. Yeah.
He's wearing a Jamaica t-shirt. Nobody can see it right now, but his...
I didn't even see that.
Oh, he is. He's wearing a Jamaican t-shirt. Oh, it hurts.
His one love. Jamaica one love.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just Cameron and Bigfoot in the woods of Jamaica.
Yeah.
You know there were sightings in Jamaica.
Oh, it had to be. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Oh man.
Oh man.
Yeah. So so like, does it say where?
2 in Kushabaquack.
Sugarloaf.
I guess yeah. The rest of them. I mean,
one was near Edmundston, and then
Christmas Mountains.
a couple were near the border, near the main border, and then one was kind of a lone one near Memriam Cook, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird.
That's an oddball.
But like all the other ones, like were clustered. Like
Yeah.
it was like if you looked at the map, it's like there wasn't one sighting here, there was 2 sightings here, and they were 3 years apart, like very close to each other, and then. Another spot, there was like 3 sightings all within like a 10-kilometer radius of each other. And I find that's my head scratcher is like, how come, you know what I mean? Like people don't go public with it because they're going to think like people are going to think I'm an idiot. If I say I saw Bigfoot in my, right. And,
but just to play devil's advocate there, I wonder if it's like the story gets around to people that live around there. That
I know, who knows?
And then someone else is like, yeah, I think I saw him too. But
who knows? But I'm watching this show, and my kids are even starting to make fun of like one of the hosts now. So they'll travel state to state to state to state. They've done a couple episodes in Canada, and they'll like some of these crazy stories from witnesses. And they have one of the hosts who is a non-believer, right? That is trying to prove like you don't know that was a Sasquatch. Like, well, but like 8 out of 10 times she says, I have evidence that it wasn't a hoax. It could have just been someone playing a trick on these poor people. There's been other sightings in the area. And all I can think is like, so were all the sightings a hoax? And how many ape costumes do you think there are? Like you're on, like I'm watching and it's like season 9. You've reported 1,000 witnesses at this point.
Yeah.
By the time you get to season 9, that's a lot of gorilla costumes. Like that's... And a lot of NFL linebackers out of work, like walking through these yards, 7 feet tall and 400 pounds. And
yeah, it's a lot of people. Yeah,
man, they can't all be
size.
someone in a gorilla costume. But anyway,
I always come back to this with these conspiracy theories is that nobody's that organized. Nobody's getting all this together. Nobody's keeping it going for that long.
No.
That's the same with like, there's like all these theories about the coronavirus, right? It's all fake and it was all started. It's like nobody. I don't care what the Rothschilds, the Freemasons, none of those people, as much money as they have, can put anything together. Yeah. Gotta mention them. Yeah. They're not getting this together. Nobody's getting anything together that organized. Nobody.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's too much of a... And even right now, it's like not to talk about another one, but I like last night on the news, it was global news. So Tom DeLonge, right, Blink-182, started, now he's Angels and Airwaves or whatever. He left Blink-182, but started To the Stars. Gary's nodding, so he knows what I'm talking about. A few years ago, he's been out to prove that UFOs exist, right? And he released some video that looked legit, and basically the military kind of refused. It's like, where did you get that video? And that's not true. But this week they acknowledged it. It admitted it was their released footage. And Global News picked up on it. And you're watching basically like camera footage from an F-18. And the pilot's talking about what is that? And they're tracking software, trying to keep up to it. And like it's military footage. They just acknowledge like, yeah, we don't know what it is. Here's our footage.
Yeah. I think he came out
fast. Like
he came out public with that like last year, I think, or it was a while ago, because I've seen that clip. But
now that they're acknowledging it, I guess the military. So
one of those captains did a episode of Joe Rogan's podcast once too.
Really?
Went through the whole thing.
Well, I'm watching it because it's pretty grainy, and I'm thinking, you don't know that that's not something that, and look, it just turned 90 degrees. Okay, never mind.
There's other ones. He said like they went up on it and it was just like hovering in the air, and they're like flying all around it, and it's just staying there hovering.
Yeah.
And then just like took off, disappeared.
Yeah. And they're saying
There was
like,
another one that came up out of the water once.
oh really?
Really?
Yeah.
Those are the Atlanteans.
Gosh.
What?
Yeah, no,
You put-
And there's video footage of all of those because he said like all those planes are equipped.
Man.
Okay, speaking of planes, my sister a couple days ago messaged me and said, listen, you're probably not going to get to do a podcast this time, but if you do, I have a story for you that I'd love to hear the guys' reaction. So then she sent me the link, and it's CNN. It's legit. So right before the quarantine, maybe it was a little earlier, there's a guy who's getting ready to retire over in the UK, and his friends at work all bought him, kind of as a lark, because he's a little scared of heights, the gift of a flight in a jet fighter.
Wow.
So
Oh
he gets-
man.
and the jet does a couple tricks like they do or whatever, and they're getting ready to go back. And the old lad, I think it said he was like 76 years old or something, was looking for something to grab onto and hit the seat eject. Swear to you. And there's footage. He ejects himself out of the cockpit. This guy who's scared of flying and scared of heights ejects himself. And like just minor injuries. Like he landed in the seat, the parachute went off and everything. The whole bit he landed in the field. But they had to go out and get him.
Wow.
I just can't. Can you imagine? You're just looking for something to grab a hold of because you're scared already.
It's be an instant heart attack.
Scared already.
Oh man.
And then you've probably joined a very, very small group of people that have ever had to use the eject in a fighter jet.
Eject button out of the fighter jet. Yeah, there's a picture of him landing. He looks like he's still 50, 60 feet off the ground, sitting in the chair, coming down.
I'm glad he was sitting down because he probably messed himself.
I messed myself.
Surprised he
No
was
problem
conscious.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah, the G-force coming out of that, it'd be like 4 or 5 Gs going straight up. Like, oof.
It'd be like hitting a wall. I can't believe you only had minor injuries because, like, honestly, like you'd like no.
Because it's like, I know we talk about Formula One a lot, but you have to be in shape to drive that car. You have to be in pretty good shape to even just be in those planes and like, you know, go through that ejection without getting injured.
I always wonder, like, the neck muscles on those people.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Remember the one, even the F1 drivers, they have some of them have like an actual like exercise. They have like 100 pounds and they go left and right with 100 pounds.
Yeah, they put a halo over their head and they go left and right and forward.
100, 200. Yeah, that's crazy.
Because they get like, what, 2 or 3 Gs or something like that, I think. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Too easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Yeah, crazy. Just kidding. Oh, I wish there was cockpit footage of that. And his name's not in the article. Like he didn't want to be identified. Like he's embarrassed or something. Like he's not.
Probably because when they got to him, he had messed his pants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So-
Well,
so
I
like-
would have messed my pants.
I can't believe they got me to do this, but now that we're up here, it's not too.
Look, I can see my house from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they put those in there so that, you know, a pilot that is trained to be in there can easily get to that. You know, they don't really think about people that don't know about that easily reach
Those 2 big rope things. It's like, oh, I'll grab one of those.
It's not like you could disable it either. It's not like something that, you know.
Yeah. You kind of need
put
that.
a big red X on it.
You could make it super obvious. Maybe write the word ejection across the handle. Maybe paint it bright red.
They normally are. They're normally painted like orange and yellow and all these different colors.
But I imagine with patrols like that, because you're so highly trained, like if you got in a submarine, you know, I highly doubt there's like all the switches and stuff are labeled for, You know what I mean? It's probably like you've spent years understanding. So they don't put giant labels on it so you know what it is. Like, oh, okay, that's a steering wheel. And that's a gas pedal for the submarine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you probably know what's happening, so they don't put those. But
Yeah, the new guy asks what the big yellow button does. That launches new.
well, they didn't put they didn't label it.
I can't move my file to the recycle bin without it asking me if I'm sure I want to do it.
Great point. Great point. So what you're saying is Windows needs.
Are you sure you want to eject?
Yeah. Ejection button. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you really, really sure?
Yeah. The heads-up display gets the blue screen of death. Nothing works. Man, these Microsoft fighter jets are awesome.
Unable to eject.
Unable. You got to get another driver for that.
Installing update.
Yeah, they're waiting on the tarmac. Oh, it's got to do updates. It's never convenient. Oh, man. Wild.
Oh, man.
Well, that's I've been recording here for 46 minutes.
So you got about 6 useful minutes.
Same as always.
The first 10 minutes are a wash there.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could probably use bits and pieces of that kind of fading into it, us laughing. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we should probably end her, and
Yeah, I
Yep.
think so,
because
right?
I don't know if I could tolerate, like, I don't know what the sound quality is going to end up being, but any more than 30 minutes is going to be.
Well, that's it.
Painful.
It's better than I thought it would be, honestly, but I still wouldn't
Yeah.
want to, no one's going to stick around
No.
for that long. So, yeah. Anyway.
All right, boys.
Well, boys,
Well-
valiant effort. Good work pulling this together.
We did ours even with quarantine and everything.
Yeah.
We did good.
Yeah, we got her.
Jeremy hasn't moved a muscle in 47 minutes. I'm just super
Yeah,
impressed by that move.
My young fella's slept through this whole thing. It's unbelievable.
Never flinched.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Warrior.
see you, Jim.
You just broke kayfabe. Here's Gary's money shot.
That's Gary. Oh, look at there now. So Tyson is holding up the Ultimate Warrior.
Stuffy.
My Ultimate Warrior wrestling buddy, yeah.
You'd almost think they're twins.
Gary put on the Ultimate Warrior sunglasses.
I can one up you, Gary.
Cameron
Right
has a Nintendo
behind me is
controller.
the old Hulk Hogan shampoo bottle.
Nice. Well, all right, boys. This was fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can do her in person next time.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I got to tell you, at least like in all of this, I got to see his for a second. Because that's why we started all this, right? That like
Yes.
we don't all get to see each other all the time anymore, and it was an excuse to hang out. And if a couple people get to laugh at us at our expense, then great.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Mostly me, but that's all right.
Yeah.
well, they laugh at all of us. They laugh at your expense.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey Cameron, have you got any skunky type feedback or anything?
Yeah. Did you hear anything about that?
No, I didn't hear anything about it.
Oh, man.
Nope.
No.
What? No.
You don't no new nicknames like Pepe Le Pew or anything?
No. The only thing was that YouTube video, the racing guys that used to race with did.
That was funny.
We should put that in the Facebook group there.
I should, yeah. I'll put it up.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyson, I'll give you more work. Here's some more things you can do. Oh, dear. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All
All right,
boys.
guys.
Well, take her
Thanks
easy.
everybody who listened, I guess, and like
Yeah,
our
thanks for
Facebook,
listening.
follow us on Instagram, and
Yeah. Happy
like,
quarantine.
subscribe, all that stuff. Stay safe.
Stay safe and have fun, like Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod used to say.
Stay safe and have fun.
Body
break.
Ooh, yeah.
All
All right, guys, take care.
All right. Happy
Yeah, take
quarantine.
it easy, guys.
See ya.
Happy quarantine.
See ya.
Do you have the track armed?
Check.
Stupid question. Ooh, what are we looking at there?
Get your pants on.
It's not just armed. I can't hear it in my headset anymore either.
Where are you monitoring from? Direct from the mixer or from?
Twiddling his toes.
Direct from the mixer.
You just wasted some of your life listening to the Bush League podcast. You must stop what you're doing right now. Like and subscribe and leave a 5-star rating. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and like us on Facebook.